throwing you straight onto the
throw me
meat,
other stuff?
right on the meatloaf, dude. Right
Oh.
on the finest crock pot meal.
It's the Meatlock. You see the text. We are absolutely flying with the Tibetan Eagle in this one. Trying to get that 90th Meatlock, 7th in a row. It was easy light work, more Meatlocks, more of the same, essentially, Meat Boy from our boy Figgy. Very great to see that Davison Figueiredo is essentially back, the god of meat, back on top, coming to get another strap. So very exciting stuff there, and we got to keep it going here, chilling in the green, obviously. And Mudaerji, as a slight, juicy meat dog, just like last week, is coming through in Tim Elliott against this one. And obviously, plenty of respect for Tim Elliott. Dude is tough as nails, a true levels test for anyone at 125. And interestingly enough, Mudaerji was initially supposed to be fighting against Alan Nascimento, guy who trains with Charles Oliveira and all those killers out there. But he pulls out. Tim Elliott steps in, and because it's on short notice, these guys are going to be fighting at bantamweight. So neither guy will have to deal with the heavy weight cut. And they're 125ers, but they're fighting at 135. So that one should be interesting. And Mudaerji, 3-2 in the UFC, 16-5 overall, the Tibetan Eagle. And while Tim Elliott is essentially 500 in the UFC and 19-13-1 overall, he's one of those guys who is obviously way better than a 500 record indicates, because Tim Elliott can go strike for strike with any of them. And I mean, in this last fight, he lost in the third round to Makayev, but he was winning on 2 judges' scorecards heading into that third round. So Tim Elliott's right there with the best of the best. We're rolling Sumu, though. So what do you love about this meatlock? How do you think the Tibetan Eagle gets it done? And is Mudaerji going to sleep Tim Elliott?
Yeah, he is absolutely going to sleep him. He's going to give him the nice little Tibetan Eagle snuffer. Tim Elliott is going to go night-night. Feel bad for the guy. He's had a rough year. So, yeah, might as well send him BKFC early and often, and maybe he can start our new year next year.
Yeah, 2024 is a new opportunity for everyone, but you really think that Tim Elliott's going to sleep in this one? Because obviously we're bullish. We know Sumu's getting this one done for the meatlock, but I don't know, Meat Boy, if I'm as bullish on him getting the early KO sleeper. So if Sumu does, how does he get it done? Do you think that this fight finds its way onto the mat and he figures out a way to scramble and actually capitalize and finish in a position, unlike that Matt Schnell fight where he was literally one strike away? Like, has all the time since that fight against Schnell for Mudaerji going to be what he needs to pick up a finish on the ground, or is it going to be on the feet? How does he sleep Tim Elliott?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be on the feet early and often. I think first round, he's going to give him the big old 1-2, maybe even a spinning heel kick to the face. It's going to be fascinating. It's going to be awesome. This is a lock nonetheless. The Mudaerji Tibetan Eagle is on the comeback train, so stay tuned.
Yeah, and Sumu's fast, right? He's long. He's going to have a sweet 6-inch reach advantage against Tim Elliott. So if he can just keep this thing on the feet and find ways to stop those takedowns. I mean, we know he's been working with Team Alpha Male for a while now, so you got to imagine that dealing with all the wrestlers out there, all the grappling that happens on that team, he's going to be able to stifle that pace that Tim Elliott brings. And if so, and if he can keep this thing on the feet, then perhaps it's similar to that fight against Malcolm Gordon where he picked up performance of the night. The fight was over in 30 seconds. He slept him with something stiff. So maybe that's what we get for sure. But nonetheless, rolling with Mudaerji, I like him just at moneyline plus 120. We're going to be throwing out an easy 100 to net 120. 90th meatlock, going for the 7th in a row. And again, Figgy kept it going last week. Sumu does it this week. I'm taking Sumu by decision. You like him by finish? Any last thoughts?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I like him by finish. This is a fun fight. Meatlock, nonetheless. Throw in the comments who you taking and why. You riding the meat or you fading the meat?